everyone, this is Christy with MyScrapbookEvolution.com, and it's time for another edition of the DualImaginations project. This is an art collaboration between myself and Jana Oliveira of with2worlds.org. Here's a little preview of the kit I am working with today. It's one that Jana and I both contributed our own drawings and artwork to. This kit is available in the DualImaginations creative community on Facebook. It's free to join the community, of course, and the kit itself is also free if you're a community member. I'll link to the community in the notes for this video. And here's the project I'm going to show you today. I'll show you my process for making this. I am going to be working in my recycled magazine art journal, and I do have a tutorial for how I make those on my YouTube channel. I'll link to that as well. I went ahead and selected a few of the images and made my own collage sheet in Photoshop, and I've selected a page in my art journal. So now all I have to do is cut those images out. I will be going old school today, not using my silhouette portrait, and I'm just going to use my scissors and a craft knife. The page in my art journal is one that I had already started collaging onto, so it gives me a ready-made background to sort of play with. It's just layers of tissue paper and scrap pieces of paper that I've used. I've chosen this image, this particular angel, because the colors fit in with the art journal page. You'll notice that when I cut it out, I did not keep it the way Jana had it. I decided I'm going to alter her just a bit and draw in a face to make her go more with my style of person. So when you get an image like this, try to think of it as a template or a starting point. You can use it as is, or you can alter it and decorate it the way that you want. So right now I'm just penciling in the details, and I'll fill those in with a variety of different paints and other mediums. You'll also notice that when I initially started gluing some of these pieces down, that I was not using gel medium. At this point, I want to be able to slightly lift up these objects because I'm going to slide some paint, or I might put other collage materials underneath them. So I'm just putting them down with a little bit of scrapbook adhesive, and later on, if they're still kind of up and they're moving around, they're too loose, I'll use some gel medium to keep them in place. Now this is an image from Jana, and then the wings are something that I created, and I decided that I wanted different wings than the ones that Jana had drawn. So I cut off her wings and I'm putting mine on there. And again, I'm going to draw in a few more details to go with this particular angel. So I have this thing in my books where a lot of the girls, or a lot of the portraits I draw, tend to have brown hair and brown eyes. And I guess that's because when I started with Lifebook, with Willowing, I learned to kind of draw myself a little bit. So this is sort of me coming out a little bit into my art journals. And you can do the same with yours. Something that's probably not showing really well for you right here is the paint. When I'm painting, I'm slightly lifting up the figure that I cut out and pasted there. You can kind of see it a little bit here, and that way I'm sliding that paint color underneath and sort of adding it into the layer below. So I'm starting off by using some Tombow skin tone markers to try to play a little bit with the shading of the skin tone itself, and I'm going to add a little more detail to the angel before I start working on the background. Now you can see a tiny bit of the background below the page. It's what influenced the color for this page, and it's kind of influencing some of the shapes on this page. So the original photo that was the centerpiece behind the angel was circular shape, so I'm going to use more circles on the page. I'm using Posca paint pens and I'm using gel pens, and you'll see that I'll just start working around creating this floral background behind the angel, and I'll just keep kind of rotating the double spread art journal page around, so hopefully I don't put my arm in wet paint. And I'll just keep working this until I'm satisfied with the way the background looks. I've also chosen to extend the angel down throughout the page. I've drawn in some arms, so I'm just going to add in some details with the acrylic paint pens, and then I'll use some watercolor crayons to fill in the skin tone. I don't want to completely cover up the background because there's text that I highlighted through the tissue paper in the collage that I want to show through the image. Once I've finished filling in the details on the angel, I'm going to come back in with the black gel pen and sometimes the black Posca paint pen, and I'm just going to add in some finishing lines and additional details. Once I have finished bringing all the detail to the flowers, I am going to start highlighting parts of the letters. I saved part of the title from the page that says "A Divine," and I'm going to fill it in with a little phrase, kind of like a journaling reminder to myself. I want to pull that up out of the layers. Right now it's beneath some of the flowers that I drew. So to pull it up and make it a little sharper, I'm using the Posca paint pen in black to outline it. And then I'll use a combination of gel pen and Posca pen to write in the journaling. Now, I did notice some of the cardstock images I had printed were lifting a little bit, and some are kind of delicate. To keep them from ripping, I'm going to seal them in with a little bit of gel medium. Now, if you decide to do this, you need to be very careful, because if you've used certain mediums, depending on the pens, or if you've used watercolors or pencils, they may bleed a little bit or reactivate, and you'll ruin what you've done on the page. So you want to be very careful when you do this. Test a little spot first to see what's going to happen, and then just kind of seal in those sections that you need to. You don't have to seal in the entire page. And once again, here's the completed art journal page. You can see more detailed photos at myscrapbookevolution.com. If you'd like to join the DualImaginations creative community on Facebook, you'll be able to get a link to download your own The Angel Inside graphic image kit, and you can create either a digital or a hybrid scrapbook page. We already have people sharing images of stuff they've made from artwork that Jana and I have created on the DualImaginations creative community, so we hope that we'll see you there.